Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're making this beautiful gown you saw on my thumbnail. So I am using this vintage fabric for this beautiful gown you saw on the thumbnail. But since vintage materials are normally trickish to mark on, so I will just make an illustration here. We'll definitely mark on this, but I'm making the illustration here for easy understanding. So I have my pattern paper here, my ruler and my scissors. So let's go into the video. Please, if you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, put on your notification bell so that when I upload any new video you get notified. Please share my video. Thank you. So let's go into the video. So this gown is actually three parts. So we have the upper part, which is from the shoulder to the under bust. Then we have from the under bust to below our hip line, and then the lower part, which is the gathers part. So we're actually making the illustration here. This is not what we are using, but I just want to explain it so that you understand. We'll do the markings here, but we just want to explain how I will fold my fabric and the markings. So first thing first, you fold your fabric into two this way, like this. The length you will need to fold, which is the width at which you fold, it depends on the amount of fabric you have. For me, I will be folding by 36 inches, which is, let me just use this. When we want to fold this, I will explain further. So whichever length you want it to be, there's a gathers, you use rope to ruche the shoulder. So whichever volume you want the shoulder to be, that is what you fold your fabric with. So what I did was, the easiest way was to take the measurement from the middle of my back neck to this part of my hand. So that's the measurements I'm using to fold my fabric. So from the middle of my back neck to this part. So that is what I will use to fold my fabric. So let's assume this is our fabric. So we fold that way. So I'll be taking, I'll be taking 3 inches. Let's use 3.5 inches for the wideness of the neck. So this is 3.5 inches. Then the depth, I'll be using 3 inches. But we definitely worked on that later. So you make your curve. So this is your neck, 3.5 by 3 inches. So now we take from the shoulder to the under bust. So let's assume this is my shoulder to my under bust, which is this. So I've already explained the length at which you put your fabric. So this, let's assume this is my shoulder to my under bust. So the next thing is to mark your under bust here, then put the volume at which you gather also. So but what I did for mine, I put my under bust, let's say my under bust is 6, this is 6, so you can as well put like 10, 20, 15, 30, whichever way, or you just make it the same as this. You just make it the same. The only thing, you just come inward by 2 inches this way, let's say 2 inches from the actual one, so that you'll be able to make your armhole, your sleeve opening. So now at this upper part, since it's longer by 30, I'll be coming down by 1.5. So let's assume this is very long, so come down by 1.5 and make your shoulder slant this way. So this is it. So from there you mark your sleeve opening. Let's assume our sleeve opening is 7, so this is 7. So you'll be taking that 7 inches this way, like so. Then you make a slant curve like this. So you see what I'm saying? You see how it is? So these are sleeve opening, then these are this open, the curve of the armhole. So you just come inward by 2 inches and make your curve. So it's more of like what you have here, that is what you have here, just 2 inches different. So but if you don't want it more at your under bust, you can as well mark your under bust, put whichever volume you want. Then you take it, if maybe you want to reduce, you come inward a little, take your sleeve opening all the way this way, then you make your slant curve this way. So that is it about the upper part which we want to mark. So let's go into our fabric marking now. For the video, I've put my fabric on fold so that it will be easy. So the what I did was to cut for back and front. So this is the back and this is the front. So we have 4 pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually 4. 1, 2, then 3, 4, which is back and front on fold, just as I explained on the pattern paper. So what I did was to just put a zipper allowance. The only difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance. So now I have here 15.5. So my shoulder to my underbust is actually 13.5. So this is 13.5. But since they will be ruching the shoulder line, which is the sleeve part, you need 1 inch as your shoulder joining so that you'll be able to have allowances to make channel for your rope to pass through. So this is 13.5. So right now I'll be taking my measurements from the under upward. So 13.5, I will need just half an inch to it, so that is 14. So this is 14. That half inch is to join it to the lower part. So this is my 14. It will not be too visible. That was why I explained it on the pattern paper. So this is my 14. I only added half inch to my underbust. So now I need 1 inch on the upper part. You understand? 1 inch on the upper part for the shoulder joining. So this 1 inch is to be able to have room for to create the channel at which my rope will pass through. So that 1 inch plus 14 inches, that it will give me 15. So I'll mark 15 on through. So don't do what I'm doing. I'm doing this because it's at the edge of the cloth. So I will definitely sew it off. So I'm actually using a marker here. So I will mark the 15 on through. Don't mark your fabric with marker, except if it's the part at which you want to, you will sew at, and after weaving it will not be there. So I'm using the marker because of for it to be visible enough. So now you just mark it straight with the marker. I'm just connecting all the lines. So that is from here to here is 15 inches I needed. So we'll be joining our shoulder with 1 inch to be able to create channel for the rope. So the next thing is to mark your neck width. So as I explained earlier, I said I will use 3.5 inches for the neck width. So this is my 3.5 inches here. So this is 3.5 inches. Then the back neck, I'll be using 4 inches. 4 inches for the back. We use 4 inches for the back. Then the front neck, I will use 7 inches. Or let me make it 6.5. So 6.5. So, and I want to make the front neck, sorry, the back neck V, same as the front neck. So I'll be connecting this 3.5 to my 4 first. So we'll cut off this before we cut the front neck, which is also V, like so. Let's use this. So this is it. So this is the back neck and this is the front neck. So the next thing we will come to our under bust. My actual under bust is 31. So 31 divided by 4, that will give you 7 3 quarter. So mark the 7 3 quarter here. So we'll be adding 20 inches to the under bust. That's including sewing allowance. So this is our 20 inches here. So these are 20 inches. So you can reduce, you can make it 15, you can make it more. So that is 20 inches. You can reduce it further. So let's say we are reducing by 1 instead of 20, so we're using 19. Mind you, this is including your sewing allowance, so that is the 19 inches including your allowances. So which is under bust plus divided by 4 plus 19 inches. So now at this part, let me use the marker. This is where the lower part is ending on the fabric. This is where it's ending. It's not complete. Are you seeing it? So this is my actual line. So now I'll be taking my shoulder slant of 1.5 inches. Are you seeing this? I'll be connecting this to the edge here. Remove my pins. So I'll connecting this 1.5 downward. So the sleeve opening I'm working with my round sleeve opening, because after ruching it will get up to my elbow. So the round sleeve I don't want it fitted around here, so I want it to be 9 inches. So including sewing allowance. Mind you, don't forget I said we'll be adding 1 inch of the shoulder joining, so 9 inches first. So you take your 9 inches, then you go back to take 1 inch here to add to the seam allowance. So this is it. So we'll be connecting this to this like this, then you make a slant curve like so. I guess it's clear enough. So you just make your curve like so. If you want it inward, you can do that. Just come inward more like this and take it so. That's it. So now we connect the shoulder slant to the upper part for the neckline, sorry. So you take it this way. So since I said there is 1 inch, I want to explain something here. If you cut it this way, you have problem. You know, I said I'm putting extra 1 inch here, so you are supposed to mark out that 1 inch before taking your depth of your neck. So let's say this is our 1 inch. Are you saying this 1 inch? So now we'll be taking that depth, which is the 4 inches. So there's actually a mistake here. 4 inches 6.5 again. Sorry for that. So 4 inches 6.5. So we're connecting this 3.5 now, which is here, to this. So we take our fresh line, which is here. And that's to this. So these are our new lines now, which is this and this. So this line is our, I don't want to use the marker again because it should enter. Extra 1 inch is this way. I'm just marking that 1 inch all through so that we know where to slant my shoulder. So this is it. So since we are slanting now, we've slanted 1.5 inches. So we are assuming this is our 1 inch. That is where we are starting from. Your slanting. So this is 1.5 here. So we're making a correction here. So since we are using this line, this upper line, so we slant it by 1.5. Don't get confused. So this will be our slant. Then after we should go back by that 1 inch again. So this is our normal slanting. Are you seeing it? So that is it. So let me cut it off so you understand better. Then this sleeve opening now, so you have to increase. So now this is where we are slanting. So we increase our sleeve opening to 9 inches. Yeah. Yeah. So let's say I want to come inward more by 2.5. I'm coming inward more by 2.5. So I'll take the 9 inches like so. Then make your curve. So I'll be sewing all this also. It will not actually enter the dress. So, but don't mark your clothes with the pattern with a marker, sorry, so that you don't get the marker into your dress. So I'll be taking it this way, like this, and I'll cut off this part. So just want to secure it down. So I'll cut the upper part now. The front neck, the back front neck first. So I'll take it this way. Sorry, the back neck first. So I'll be taking this way, like so. The zipper allowance before you go to the neck. And it takes here. So this is it. So this is what I was trying to explain. So now we have the back and the front. So I'll cut off the front neck now. This is this. You see it? So that is the difference between the back and the front. So this is it. There's the front, this is the back. So we are done with it. The only thing we do now is to notch the front, the lower part of the front, make a notch there. So when you got that, you should be able to make it equal at both sides of your body. Then at the zipper allowance, we just split it open. to split open like so. So our zipper allowance is 1 inch. So that's all about the upper part. So we have our neck and 1 inch joining. So these are 1 inch shoulder joining. You make sure you join at the 1 inch so that it will not disturb whatever measurement you put. So we keep this aside. So work on the lower part. So I actually cut out the lower part so that it will be easy for us to save time. So now the lower part, the full gown, full length I'm working with is 45 inches. So I deducted half, which is shoulder to your underbust, which I explained earlier that is on 3 parts: shoulder to underbust, then underbust to below my hip line. So now this is my second part of the gown. So now I have my 13.5 inches. So I'll put my tape this way, which is my underbust. So I'll be taking my half length, which is 20. So this is my half length here. I won't be using marker, so let me just make it visible. So this is my half length there. So I will take my hip line 9 inches. So this is my hip line. Right, so I'll be putting my hip measurement here, which is 10 plus 1.5. So that is 11.5 inches. Yeah. So whatever I have here, you just take down. So this is 11.5 inches. Yes. So 11.5 inches. Just take it straight down like so. So we'll be taking the length now. The full length is 45 inches. So minus 13.5 for the upper part. I'll be using 20 for the lower, 22 for the lower part. So this is minus 13.5. So if you are using 22, make sure you're 22, which is this. I just have an extra of half inch, so cutting that off. So this 22 inches from my underbust to below my hip line is actually including sewing allowance. We need a half inch to join to the underbust, then half inch to join to the gathers. So this is it. So whichever measurement you want to work with, that should be what you mark. So now we've marked our hip point, so we'll mark our waist point, waist measurement now. So waist measurement is 9.5. 38, so 9.5. Then we'll be putting 2 inches sewing allowance. So you just connect to your hip line like so. So that is that. Then the underbust measurement, that is the exact underbust. Your exact underbust, that is what you mark here. So we mark it 7 3/4 here. So 7 3/4. So then you put your sewing allowance of 2 inches like this. So this is 2 inches. So you connect this to your waistline. That is that. So we cut this off. So this is it. So the next thing is to open it up. The slanting that you are seeing on the gown, so this is what we do. I want to pin out the zipper allowance. So I'll pin the zipper allowance off. Because while we open this up, we place both of them on top each other, and mark the slanting. So I'm just pinning out the zipper allowance. So I'll remove the pins from, I'll just make the notch there also, just as I did on the upper part. So I'll remove the pins from it. So, so I will open this up. Sorry, there's still one pin holding it. So I'll open this up like this. So these are front piece and this is our back piece. So now we'll open the back piece using the inside, which is the back, to face up. Watch closely. This is the back of the, sorry, this is the back piece, and you use the back part to face up. Then you lay the front piece on it like so, using both backs, which is the back part, to face each other. Don't make this mistake. If you turn one to the other side, that means you have to recut one of them. So make sure both backs are facing each other like this. You see what I'm doing? Back, back. Then you have the front and the front this way. So you lay them on each other. You lay them on each other like this. Make sure they are equal. So the next thing is to mark out the part at which you want it, where you want to slant. So remember we cut out 13.5 for under bust. So I'll put it to get my waistline. So this is my waistline, my half length, then my hip line, 9 inches here. So I will just take, see what I'm doing now. The slanting I want to slant is this way. You understand? So this is, it's not visible, but this is my half length. After putting my tape this way, minus your under bust, then you take your half length. So this is my half length. Then I measured my hip line, which is here. This is my hip line. So I will just come down by 2 inches, or just say, let's say 1 inch. So this is 1 inch. So this part, that is what I'll be slanting to this end. So whichever place you want your slanting to be, you can slant from here, you can slant from here to here, you can slant from here to here. So for this video, from what you saw, I did the slanting from here to here. You can make it higher to get to your hip. So whichever way you want it. So now we cut this way. You understand it now? So this is it. So this part you don't need anymore, so I'll just remove my pins. So this is it, the back and the front. So just remove it and cut the gathers. We'll open this up, which is the zipper allowance. So I'll just open this part up. This is the zipper allowance. So we have our back piece here. So keep aside. Then to cut the lower part, you just measure round this part. Measure it like this. And this is 23.5. So we times what we have here now plus the back. So let's assume 23.5 plus 23.5. Whatever you have times 3. If you have enough fabric, whatever you have times 3, that is what you use to get your gathers. So keep this aside. So bring our remaining fabric. So the length I'm using is 12 inches for the gathers. 12. So I want to check, and this is up to, is enough for two. So fold for two and check what we have. If it will be enough times three, which is enough. So let's say I'm using from this width here to this end for one, which is the front, and the other one for the front. So but in this video, if you watch closely, is two-step gathers. So one will be 13, include that 13 is including sewing allowance. Then the other one will be shorter by 3 inches. So that's just the difference between the two. So I'll just cut it and show you how it is so that we'll get sewing. So this is the shorter gathers, and this is the longer one. So the only difference is that one is shorter by 3 inches. So this is the longer one, and this is the short one. Then these are the pieces I will use for the rope for the shoulder. So let's go and start sewing. First thing first, these are our upper parts. Remove your pins. So you join around the shoulder. With that 1 inch that you put. So this is it. 1 inch that we put on the shoulder line. Use the back piece. I have to put a lot of pin because it was just moving around. So these are our zipper allowance. So you put both together facing each other like so. Then you join the shoulder with 1 inch. Make sure what you are joining is 1 inch. So join 1 inch to this end, 1 inch to this end. Then you gather the lower part. So you draw gather stitches on the lower parts, both back and the front. So I will do that. I'll show you how to attach it to the lower parts, which is the skirt part of the gown, which will not show. I will do that on the upper part and show you how to attach it to this lower part. So these are the ropes. I've run the stitch. I fold both sides of the rope. Let me use this as an illustration. I fold both sides this way, then this to this side, then I fold again. So that was what I did for the rope. So I'll keep this aside. Then I did gather stitches on the lower part. So I attached both steps together. This is the upper one and this is the lower one. So and I did my gather stitches on it. So this is it. Same thing for this. So this is it. After joining the two together, then you draw your gather stitches on both of them. So these are for the lower part. Then these are the upper part. So this is the upper part. I did the shoulder joining. So this is the front. This is the front. I did, let me open it up like this. So this is the lower part at which I say you will gather. So this is it. Then this is the neck part. Are you seeing this? This is the neck part. Then this is the shoulder. This is the shoulder line that I joined. Then I also did the gather stitches on the back, which is the lower back. So let me hold the shoulder line so you see what I'm explaining. Are you seeing it? So this is the front, and this is the neck. So these are shoulder, and this is the lower part. So the shoulder I said we join with 1 inch. So this is to attach both back and front with 1 inch. So mind you, you have to fold your sleeve opening first before you join your shoulder line with 1 inch, so that you'll be able to stitch this down both sides. You stitch it down to create the channel for the row. So that was what I did there. I fold the sleeve opening first, then join both back and front together with 1 inch. So I will march this down like this to create the channel for the rope, for the ruching effect on the shoulder. So the same thing on this side. So now back to the lower part. So this will bring our front. So this is our front piece. So this part at which is the underbust now that we gathered, look for the midpoint which we notch and open it as well. Bring out your gathers to make sure it's same with here. So we're attaching this to this. The same with the back. So you bring your back, then you take the back piece also. So you attach this like this to this, then this one also. So this other part. So we're actually joining the upper part to the lower part. So we join the same for the front. So I will join it and show you how it looks like before closing it. So this is it. I've joined I just pinned it though. So to the upper part to the down part. So this is where I was explaining. You join the gathers part to this part. So the same thing with the back. So this is it on this part. So the next thing, we'll put a zipper. We'll attach a zipper. So using this zipper. So this is the zipper. We'll be attaching the zipper here on the back. Then I'll put the gathers at the lower part. We put the zipper, then attach these gathers to the lower part of the gown. Are you seeing this? So I'll attach this to this, the same to the front part, So you just attach your gathers to, you draw it to the actual length, make sure they're equal, then you attach it this way. Then when you want to attach, make sure the side at which you will close, your allowances at which you will close. You don't put gathers there, push out your gathers from the side at which you will close the gun. So I'll attach this to that, then I'll close it at the side with the measurement of the underbust, the waist and the hip. Then I'll come back to show us how to attach this to the shoulder line after creating the channel. So that will be the final part of the video. So let me attach the gathers to the lower part, close the side and come back to show us. So this is it. I've joined both the up here. So these are the two steps I was talking about. See? So then I close the side also. So the gown is ready. I join the side from the armhole all through to the side this way, like this. So what is remaining is just the rope for the shoulder. So this is the front, so let me show you the back. So see how it is. So this is my zipper all through to the neckline. So what is remaining is to pass through the rope in the shoulder. I'll take my safety pin. take one of the ropes. I have four ropes here. Take one of the rope, pass through the safety pin to it this way. So I'll be coming in from this way. So I'll pass through this channel all through to the upper part. So this is it. You remove your safety pin or you just secure it down with my pin. Just hold it down with the pin. So what I did here now, I'll just do it for the four sides, with for the four ropes. Using this, so I'll pass through all the ropes and show you. Then go and join the down. This is top stitch down here. Then I'll put it on so you see the final look of the gown. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, comment if you have any question about this video or any other sewing videos that you don't understand. You can put it at the comment section. I will explain. So let me just put the rope in the shoulder, then I will put it on so you see the final look of this gown. Come on the dress. Here's the side view. This is it. So if you've watched this far, you find this video interesting, please give me a thumbs up. Comment. Your comment is highly appreciated. And share with your loved ones. Subscribe to my channel so that when I upload beautiful videos like this, you get notified. So this is the lower part, this is the left part. The 2 step. If you want yours higher, you can come up higher. So it will be this way to this way. Whichever way you want yours to be. But I want mine this way. So